Jay here for Stretford, Paddock. That's Stephen Howson, and this is a post-match review of Manchester United's epic mid-table win over the mighty Brentford. Steve, all joking aside, I mean, we've had a rough little patch, haven't we, as United fans? The draws against Porto in 20, the loss to the Scousers, the loss to Spurs, and the draw at Villa wasn't, anything to write home about. Today isn't one you're going to be telling your grandkids about, but it's a needed win, isn't it? We needed a win, and we got it.
Yeah, I thought we've played better than some of our results suggest. Not the more recent block, but that initial block probably deserved more than we actually got from it. And it's a results business at the end of the day. So picking up the result, regardless of how or whatever it came, is happy days. But I also think that me saying that sounds like United were shit today and didn't actually...
No, good point. I was a bit negative there. No, we did play well.
That's the case. I actually think we were worth the win and we got the win. So whether or not my face says that, I'm really happy, Jay.
No, to be fair, that is your happy face. That is your happy face. That's your ecstatic face. Yeah, I did sound a little bit downhearted and I shouldn't have done, because I think if you're looking at player for player, I thought there was a lot of good performances today. There was a lot of performances I was pleased to see as well. I'll start off with start off with the goal scorer. The goal scorers, I should say. Alejandro Garnacho, thought he did well. Was always a handful and took his goal well too. And he's been someone that it's been debated about whether he should start. And is it going to be him? Is it going to be Diallo? Is it going to be Marcus? But we saw the better traits from Alejandro Garnacho: running with the ball, getting a goal, getting in the box, and that toughness he's got as well today.
I thought he was man of the match today. And I don't think he's been as good as some people have been making him out to be this season. I think his decision-making is dog shit at times, but he was really good today. Like, he played with a little bit of flair, and his decision-making wasn't quite as bad. Like, he was actually trying to create for others. That's been my major issue, not just with him, actually, but also with Marcus and some of the other players. Like, Marcus isn't scoring, but I think he created 4 chances in the game today. Yeah. Like, that's what you need. You look at the likes of Hojlund not scoring, and you're like, oh, why is he not scoring? Because people aren't fucking creating for him. He gets a chance created for him today. He slots it away with a fantastic finish. Similar with Rashford setting Garnacho up. Fantastic cross. And a fantastic finish, by the way, as well. Like, he's had to really fucking get that bang on. Hitting that on the volley at the pace that ball's coming in. That's hard work, that is. And he's done brilliantly to do that. So I thought, not just for the goal, but the fact he was creating for others, and he was looking lively all the time, and I just thought it was a real strong performance from Garnacho, and it was nice to see, because I think his decision making's fucking annoyed me for a lot of this season.
You've always been big on the decision making, ever since I've known you.
It's the most important thing, Jay.
I know.
Like, when you think about some of the most high level players you can think of. Yeah. The thing that separates them is the decision making. Yeah, making the right decision at the right time is better than, like.
Because I'm
going to throw you back to Nani here. Nani could have been the best player in the world if he had decision making. Like, what the guy could do standing backflips, for fuck's sake. Like, physically, what couldn't he do? The guy could shoot from 35 fucking yard and bins it. He could beat everybody with the feet, but he would do that and then in the box try and do a fucking Rabona or something like that and just fuck it up. Like, decision making is massive, man.
No, it is. I think a lot of players have an amazing amount of skill, physically unreal, but I get that the decision making can be what separates a elite player from a Premier League level player, if you will. You mentioned Hojlund there, took his goal well. I thought he grafted today, Rasmus Hojlund, as he always does. I thought he did a lot of the things that he can do well. He was getting physically involved. He was making some good runs. It wasn't perfect at times, but he deserved his goal. It was a good performance, and he deserved his goal. And he took it well.
Yeah, I didn't think his link play was great, but he was pressing nice. He was getting involved in duels, and he was putting himself about. But the finish was exquisite. I watched it at home, and immediately they score it. They just zoom in on Ruud van Nistelrooy, like that's Ruud's doing somehow. I love how people just create narratives that was obviously that he scored that because of Ruud.
Did Ruud have a control of him, like moving?
Oh, we know he might have done, and I hope he did, to be honest, because that means there's a shitload more to come.
Yeah, no, it was really well taken. A great pass as well from Bruno. I want to mention Marcus. You touched on him then. I thought Marcus sort of in a way, continued what he's been doing this season. I think we've seen Marcus looking more like Marcus Rashford this season. I really believe that. And I thought that was the case today. Some good passes. He didn't really bother the goalkeeper. I don't think he had any shots, but creating chances, running at defenders, and also what he has been criticised for not doing, tracking back. But he did that today. He was covering for Diogo Dalot, I noticed, when Dalot was moving forward on that right-hand side. So, yeah, it feels like Marcus is in a decent bit of form, actually, I think.
He did have a shot, but it was the wrong time to shoot. He's come in and he's got options, and he's sort of like took his time, made it really obvious what he was going to do, and then I think it got blocked, the shot.
Oh, did it? Right.
I don't think it drew a save, but he was creating for others. And, he wasn't exactly blasting past people and like getting the ball in behind and like the sort of quintessential Marcus Rashford things. He was kind of coming in between the lines a little bit. I'm wondering, is that him playing more like Ahmad, or is that Ahmad suiting the system to a T and Marcus trying to play the system more? I don't know the answer to that. I'm just wondering, because like he played very different to what you expect from Marcus Rashford. Now, one answer to that might just be that, well, he's right foot dominant, and now when he's right foot dominant, it suits him to be passing the ball inside more rather than cutting inside and shooting for yourself and stuff. And if that's the case, he's a creative outlet in that area. He'll probably get games in that area and be useful in that area. But yeah, I thought it was a continuation of like relatively solid but unspectacular performances from him. Although I think the assist was very good.
No, I think that's a fair comment. Now I think I think after last season, I just want to see that a little bit. Obviously, I want to see more.
Consistency. I'm happy with the consistency.
Yeah, that was it. Because I'm worried if he had another season like last season, it might end up being his final one at Manchester United. Just talk briefly before I wrap up about the midfield, almost as a collective. Really, I thought Bruno, Eriksen, and Casemiro. It wasn't a game where they were all amazing, but I thought they kind of worked well together, because you feared the worst. We know Kobbie Mainoo, Ugarte, obviously not available, but I thought as a midfield, they worked well together, and it felt like they did what they needed to do, if that makes sense. It wasn't, oh my gosh, this is like watching Roy Keane and Scholes or whatever, but it was like they won the battles, picked some good passes out, made some tackles, and it was like, yeah, that's pretty solid in a game where we needed a bit of a solid performance.
I'm going to disagree with you. I thought it was better than that. I thought really? Casemiro was putting himself about. You got to remember, Casemiro playing alongside Christian Eriksen as a two in midfield against Brentford is a recipe for fucking disaster, right?
Yeah, no, I agree with that. It wasn't
a disaster. I thought Casemiro looked real nice in possession, and I thought he looked real nice out of possession, winning the ball back. And I thought in possession, Christian Eriksen only dropped 2 passes all game, and they were both long balls. I think he hit 9 long balls, and he found people with 7 of them. That was our most creative sort of outlet, especially finding Garnacho in behind. And he only dropped 2 passes, and it was 2 long balls that he'd gone from. Scholes-esque, like,
you are disagreeing. You are feeling a bit Scholes-esque with him. Fair enough. I thought it was all right, to be honest with you.
I thought he dictated the tempo real nice, and I thought second half especially, even though I know he got his goal literally by doing a back heel on the edge of the box, I thought Bruno was positioned more as part of a free rather than a 2 and a 1, which fucks me off. Because I think getting him involved, getting him facing the play, and Bruno wasn't as wild with his passing today. And he still created chances. Literally comes off with an assist today. Didn't like sort of spam low quality chances the way he kind of has done in the past. But I thought it was, I would say it was a little bit better than solid, especially against Brentford's midfield's not littered with superstars, but they're littered with people that have got like a style and a technicality that if you're not at it are going to absolutely fuck you about. And that was my worry going into today's game, is that they're going to fuck us about. And that wasn't the case.
No, there's a fair comment. Listen, don't want to, piss on their parade. I thought, like I said, I thought it was solid. I get your point, because you can underestimate sometimes what you're up against. And also, I think it might have been a bit harsh on Casemiro. There's a couple of passes which were very like, what are you doing? But overall, he did the things that people have sort of forgot he can still do. People forget that about Casemiro. So I'll take it. Decent performance. Good win. Much needed win. Just quickly, I'm going to let you go, but just quickly, how important is it we build on this?
It's everything.
Because
there's no point winning now and then not winning again the rest of November, is there? Like, it's crucial. Like, we've gone from 14th to 10th. I think if we put another stop it. If we put another 3 points on our tally at the moment and see where that'd take you, I think it puts you around about Spurs. And in 2 wins, that's nice. If you can then start closing the gap between you and the top 4, that's where we have to end up finishing. There's no one making excuses for anything here. The goal is the goal. Got to get in the top 4. Otherwise, I think Erik ten Hag probably pays with his job, to be honest, if he doesn't.
100%. And you weren't quite as reactionary as I was following the Spurs defeat. And it's good to see that things have calmed down just a little bit now. I know it's only 1 game, but just to see it calming down a little bit, because we all want him to succeed and want this team to succeed. And hopefully, I know we've said this a million times, but hopefully we will. Steve, always a pleasure, never a chore, my brother. Go and check out Stephen Howson's channel. Go and check out Stretford Paddock FC. If you want to see another team coming back from a 1-0 down.
Against Main Road as well.
Oh, even better, going 1-0 down and getting a 2-1 win. Go and check that out. Don't forget as well to hit like, share, and subscribe. That's with Stephen Howson. I'm Jay Motti. This has been a review of Manchester United beating Brentford. Thanks for watching.